Hello, hey everyone, and welcome to Melanin Gamers Podcast. These are bite-sized podcasts. Today we are talking about our platform-exclusive games, a thing of the past. I'm here today with Obsidian Fury.
What's going on, squad?
OJ Taku.
Yeah.
And In the Dark.
What's up, guys?
And of course, it's me, your host for the Moses, Creatively Anzi. And yeah, are platform-exclusive games dead, as Dark Knight Obsidian Fury was saying, or is it a good thing? I'm not sure. I actually don't know about this one, so I'm really curious as to hear what you guys have to say. Obsidian Fury has drafted up an entire presentation about this.
Why do you have to be disrespectful?
Because you have.
I've written a couple notes.
Right. Okay. Well, please keep it brief and let us know your thoughts.
Okay, so thank you for that useless introduction. Our platform exclusives dead. Now, to give you insight onto me, I've been a PlayStation fan since PlayStation 1. I've always had a PlayStation. I've also indulged in the console wars when I was growing up. I don't think I see that much of it now. But the idea came to me because we saw a lot of Helldivers 2 content, and then there's a lot of memes around that game where they want Xbox to join in because they got the Halo, ODST, the Troopers, and that kind of thing. And I just find it really, really funny that what was once like some people would argue for days about consoles was now like a meme where we've come together over this game to spread the managed democracy, and we want our Xbox brethren to enjoy it. Since I have a PlayStation, I also got a PC, so I've been a multi-platformer person. But I remember the days when the platforms had like their own distinctive area of expertise. You went to PlayStation for the single player experience, for the Final Fantasy, Metal Gear, Ratchet and Clank, Devil May Cry. That's what you went to PlayStation for. And then Xbox was the multiplayer experience. So a lot of Call of Duty and Battlefield, a lot of those, when Battlefield and Call of Duty were good, a lot of those forums were dominated by...
Why did they catch a stray for that? Why was the strays given?
They will always catch a stray for it.
There's no need. And you forgot Halo. That's like Xbox.
Yeah, obviously. And Halo, obviously. Let me finish. You didn't let me finish before you said interrupt me. So, all right. A lot of those games that had very strong, bustling community when it comes to the online presence. And then obviously Nintendo was your family-friendly games. So your Mario Party and all that kind of thing. So for me, I don't think exclusivities are going anywhere, especially with how Sony and Xbox Game Pass are moving. They like snatch up these smaller studios as fast as they can. As soon as there's like a really, really big... As soon as like a game does really, really well. So you saw it with Naughty Dog when after The Last of Us, Sony then yoinked them. And if you go on Reddit and you can just see the roster of like Sony first party studios that Sony has compared to also Xbox as well. So I think that in this new era, there's now a mix of like PlayStation has its multiplayer games. So my opinion is that I don't think it'll die because a lot of people buy, whether people like to admit it or not, a lot of people buy their consoles, their platforms based on the kind of games that they want to play. So, and if that wasn't the case, then we will start looking at then people start buying their platforms based on secondary characteristics like controller fit, space, accessibility, ease of use. And for the longest time, Xbox players, I'm now an Xbox, I play Xbox, but a lot of these Xbox players lied to me saying how the controller for Xbox was a lot better than for PlayStation. That's just straight fiction. I've tried both, and maybe I'm a little bit biased, but the PlayStation just is smaller and it's more it feels ergonomically better in my opinion. Aside from that stray, I also think there's not enough big, massive third-party studios that can sustain selling to both, if that makes sense. So I've seen Rockstar is a good one. Rocksteady, not so much. Activision Blizzard are also another one, but they've just been acquired by Microsoft. So I just don't see... The only one that comes to mind when I think of massive third party... Oh, also CD Projekt Red, but then there was Cyberpunk that kind of messed up. But then again, there was also The Witcher 3. So I don't see a lot of massive third party games that are able to go to both platforms and sustain. So I think that exclusivity is here to stay, essentially. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. And I think that it's only going to get worse as the time goes over, even though I really love crossplay, but I don't see it in the future.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I will reserve my comment till the end because I know Oji Taku is the opposition.
Always.
But this time it's weird because I feel like I'm taking the hardest stance. And
it's true. It's weird.
Right now. It's so crazy.
Embrace it, brother. Embrace it.
Because like my opinion on our console exclusive or platform exclusive games dead right now, no. Give it 10 years or so, yeah, for sure. Like, and to prove my point is just the old age saying of follow the money. Like, so yes, I see. Like, listen, I've had both consoles, Xboxes and PlayStations and Nintendo Switches and everything. But when it comes to the current gaming market, I think we've already look. There was a point where Xbox were like, "We're gonna come back in the next generation and get them," and they just scrapped that plan because that's a long time to wait to be losing so hard. Yeah, PlayStation's exclusive games are all single player campaigns. You know, single player story polished games. Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Returnal, things like this, yeah. And they kill because those are like great movie experiences basically in gaming form. Xbox, however, have tried to go the live service route for their exclusives. And I think that's what's hurt them because with Redfall and was it Redfall, Sea of Thieves, they're all live service Xbox exclusive games. And the thing about a live service game is you want the biggest, boastiest player base you can get. And you can't have that if you're restricting it to one console fan base. It's the same reason that Helldivers is doing so well now because PlayStation didn't say, "Oh, we're gonna just make this a PlayStation thing." They dropped it on PlayStation and PC at the same time. They've got two of the biggest fan bases out there. You know, we're only missing out on the Nintendo and the Xboxes. I do think what Knight said earlier about how every company or like the Xbox, the Sony, and the Nintendo play their lane in the gaming industry. But I feel whereas Xbox and PlayStation used to be the rivals that spurred on good competition, friendly competition, you know, making one want to outdo the other, it's become a bit lopsided to the point where now Xbox aren't focusing on their exclusivity titles anymore. They're focusing on getting their titles onto all services and platforms. And the reason for this is because I can guarantee a lot of their titles are live service ones and they need bigger fan and player bases. Now, Xbox have managed to claw it back with the Xbox Game Pass. I can't lie. It's probably one of the best gaming deals you can get on the market right now. Yeah. Hands down. But again, in that spirited competition that they like to do, PlayStation have PlayStation Extra, which is their version of Game Pass. Maybe not as stacked a collection, but still offering something for everyone.
Do you think it's a legacy from... Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Do you think it's a legacy from Xbox being the multiplayer base that it was, that they think that they thought that they could sustain live service games?
Yeah, 100%. Like, Xbox definitely used to be the multiplayer. You know, that's why Xbox Game Chat is one of the like most dangerous places on earth. You know what I mean? But obviously, like I said, with new technology and as it develops, yeah, we've got cloud gaming now. Crossplay is a thing. People look at that like when I'm gonna buy a new game, what may have multiplayer or online capabilities. The first thing I'm gonna check is it cross-play compatible, because not all my friends are on the same console, and if it's not, then I'm probably not gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna be sitting here on Helldivers by myself where I'm the only one with a PlayStation and a copy of Helldivers. But if everyone was killing Helldivers on PC and I can't play with them people, I'm gonna be upset about it. I do think due to the whole premium services of like game collections like Game Passes, PlayStation Extra, and the pivot that companies are making towards live service games because of the, you know, it's just a longevity of stream of money for any company that can get one of those games off the ground. And because of that, yeah, they will look to phase out console exclusive, platform exclusive games, because if live service is the future, as these game companies wants it to be, they need to be on all platforms. You know, they can't relegate themselves to one fan base. So I say give it a couple of years or so. You know, the metaverse, Ready Player One, that's where we're heading, guys. And can't do that if everyone's fighting over which console, which platform to play on. Give it a couple of years. I do think it will be done. However, not completely. I just don't think it will be a thing where now I'm deciding what console, what platform to get to play a certain game. But there may be like the one offshoot game that comes out. For example, Ghost of Tsushima on PlayStation. But you know what's going to happen? PlayStation just going to release it on PC a couple years later.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Ghost of Tsushima is just now getting its PC release. Right now is getting its PC release. Yeah. And it's great for PlayStation because they've gotten the original drop of it, the Ultimate Edition drop of it, and now the PC drop of it.
In my experience, whenever someone has a PC, they typically have a console as well. In my experience, I could be wrong, because if you have the money to buy a PC, technically speaking, you probably have the money to buy a console. So most people I know, when they have a PC, they also have a console. So that kind of, so even if they buy a console just for the exclusives, they don't buy it for like the multiplayer or anything. They just buy it for the exclusives and that's it. But I do agree with you that we could see a reduce in exclusives, but I don't think that it's going to vanish. And the question is, are platform exclusives dead? So it can be limping, it'll be crawling, it'll be down, but it won't be out.
Obsidian Fruit, before you summarize, in the dark, please.
I'm not summarizing, I'm just saying.
Well, I've been listening to both of you, and everyone has good points, basically. So with me, my personal experience growing up was I was an Xbox person. I played PlayStation and all, but for some reason I got glued to Xbox. Then I found out that Xbox literally is Microsoft PC. I found out that PC was better. PC was better about it because you could literally just swap parts. It was easier instead of just buying the latest version of the console, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, 4, and I could just keep on upgrading my PC instead and still you play everything. From a business standpoint, it actually benefits the platform corporations better. Where, like Ojo Taku said, like they release it on just console and then later just ship it on PC, just double the money.
Yeah.
That is one. From them, they get to sell the console, they get to sell the copies and all that. It helps them in that aspect. And in terms of the devs, the game developers, the game studios, porting them for two separate consoles, they all have different architecture. They all have different features. You have the PlayStation having the haptic feedback and all that kind of thing going on. Even the motion sensors and all those things. It's different from each console. So it might be a problem for the devs too, to just smaller studios who don't have enough team members to stretch across. You handle porting to Xbox, handle porting to this. That also comes in. That also comes in. But I feel like in the near future, there wouldn't be. It's not as hyped out as it is back then, where you had Xbox fans like, Xbox is better than PlayStation. Now I don't really hear anyone talking about that anymore.
Yeah.
It's just like everyone is literally like waiting.
Because they can't talk about it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone is literally waiting for them to release it on something we can play, and it's like PC has become the middleman, the middle ground now. So even if it's not released on PlayStation, it's released on PC.
Yeah, same with Xbox. If it's not released on PlayStation, it's released on PC. PC is Sweden of the game.
Exactly. Because I remember this one game where the devs said they couldn't keep on supporting it for Switch. I've forgotten the one particular game like that had that issue. So they literally just stopped supporting it for Switch. They just stopped it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's probably a Pokemon game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, because they were like the whole they needed to downscale the graphics to 720p and all those things. They just couldn't. They didn't have the manpower to do all that work.
Definitely a Pokemon game.
Disrespect.
According to ports, go on.
According to ports, PC ports generally go wrong when it goes from porting from a console to PC. It's very rare that it gets onto PC with no issues, and that's because that's exactly what In the Dark was saying about how certain studios don't know how to port it to PC. They work with PlayStation, and then PlayStation will get a smaller studio that does know how to port and outsource it to them. But then that other studio that's air quotes, knows how to port, doesn't really know how to port. We've seen this with games like, if we're talking about Switch in itself as well, porting to Switch is a problem. Like, look at the Assassin's Creed on Switch, Batman on Switch, Mortal Kombat on Switch. Yeah, all these games are like, rah, how they fit it on Switch? I mean, they fit it.
But can they play it?
It runs, but it lives a life, but it doesn't live a good life. You know what?
On life support.
Yeah.
You can look at all the bugs that came out from Cyberpunk, because it was running okay-ish on PC, but on console it was a nightmare.
Yeah,
they couldn't really get it well on console. So I mean,
I think
yeah.
Oh no, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, sure, go on.
I agree with you guys but I don't buy into this kind of Ready Player One future, because if we didn't have exclusives, then we wouldn't look at when you buy a console, you don't look at nerds like us, we do. We look at the secondary characteristics, like the controllers, the fit, the accessibility, the ease of use. Whereas a lot of people buy their consoles purely because of the games they want to play on those consoles. It's just strictly that. So,
unfortunately, always, I think you are forgetting one of the biggest brands in the world is brand loyalty. Apple could turn out a paperclip, slap an Apple logo on it, and people will be scrambling to buy it because they have brand loyalty. They said, that's an Apple paperclip. I'm going to get myself an Apple paperclip. They don't care about any other paperclip in the world. They're going to get an Apple. And I feel like some people buy things just because I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm going to get the next PlayStation. PlayStation could turn out anything and they're getting it. So brand loyalty is also a really big thing. And that was one of the reasons why we had PlayStations 1 through 5, because we have brand loyalty. Now we've got PC, we've got Xbox, we've got the Switch. But brand loyalty is a huge thing. And one of the reasons why people will stick with a brand through thick and thin. So there has to be space for that.
No, I agree. I understand. I agree. But I'm talking about from the initial consumer rather than recurring consumers. Recurring consumers, especially in the culture that we grew up in, where brand loyalty became like brand tribalism, where it's like once you picked one, that was it. You're on that side. Yeah, that you're on that side. And I remember growing up, I looked at Halo and I was so jealous, but I would never voice it.
Exactly.
I could never voice it.
You think I didn't want to play Gears of War? But I didn't get an Xbox.
I had an Xbox. So I was so jealous of God of War.
So
I was like,
so we were all just suffering in silence.
Yeah.
What were we doing?
So from that kind of like consumer tribalism, I absolutely agree that brand loyalty can go too far. Well, it's not going too far. We had our teams. There was winners and losers, but that's not what I'm going to say about that. But what I'm talking about is from the initial consumer. So when I'm first going to, like, if I were to get a random person on the street who's never played games, and I told them, what games are you going to want to play? The first things they're going to think about the secondary characteristics, like the space, the fit, the accessibility, but they're going to think about what games can I play? How will it fit around my day? Do I want a single player game where I'm going to be sitting down, I come back from work and I take it easy and I play some Ratchet and Clank or Sly Raccoon? Or am I going to come back and play some Call of Duty or some Battlefield or some Mass Effect? So it was really about the kind of experience that you wanted. And I think that hasn't changed all that much from back then. I think that crossplay is a great thing and I really endorse it and I want more of it, but I don't think that it's going to get to the point where exclusives are going to die because of it.
No, it's not going to die.
I don't think it's going to die, but I think it will lessen. I agree.
Because, it will.
It already is right now, because Spider-Man came out on, they brought it out for PC. So they are bridging that gap where more people, because they want, at the end of the day, you want more people to play your game, more fan base, more money. Yeah. Follow the money, as you said. The money is saying crossplay.
I agree, but it's also money out of their pocket when they say, you know what, crossplay for everyone. Who really cares? Because then it won't become about the console will lose basically a selling point of it. Is what essentially you guys are talking about. It's like so I'm going to be getting rid of. That's what Xbox is doing. They realize that they can't keep up, so they're doing. And I think Xbox Game Pass is superior to the PlayStation Extra. Or
I would say that.
Let's not start any console wars here, yeah.
I'm not starting any console wars. It's just fact.
Me being on PlayStation, I do look over on the other side of the grass and go, ooh.
It's greener.
I mean, like,
no. I have Xbox Game Pass. It is greener. Like compared to PlayStation, it is greener. The grass is greener over here.
I have got Xbox Game Pass, it's on my PC, but I ain't got a gaming PC. But this is where Xbox are trying to find their niche. Because Xbox have good cloud gaming, guys. Yeah, to the point that I play a lot of my Game Pass games via cloud gaming. And that's because I can't buy Xbox right now and I can't buy a gaming PC. But they've still allowed me the functionality to play these games when they drop day one, like Liza P, Yakuza, Hi-Fi Rush, stuff like this. Where that's it. I've got a Game Pass subscription now, like to just on my laptop to play cloud games, Power World, because those are available to me there. So I do hear what Xbox are saying in terms of like, it's not their exclusives that have been keeping their fan base locked and keeping new customers coming through the door. It's their Game Pass. And it was released earlier or end of last year how much they were making off Game Pass. And it's not a lot. Like they might be just about not losing money on Game Pass. However, because it's bringing so many people in, new fans, old fans, the ones of us on PlayStation looking over, being like, let me just try a little Game Pass.
Brand loyalty. Echo into the void. No, I get you. And I understand everyone's point. And I think we've all kind of reached the situation where it might not fizzle out completely in terms of platform exclusive. And I do think that console wars are definitely kind of a thing of the past now. People are more focused in we all love gaming. And I think that's what maybe
what in the kumbaya did you just say?
I think that's what Helldivers has taught us, that we all just want to play this game and we want more people to play a game. That's where we're really headed.
You have to give the spiel. We want to spread managed democracy across the galaxy. And for that, we need our ODST brothers. Sorry.
So that's what I'm saying though. Oh, everyone can just get a PC and then, and I'm kidding. I love my console too much. It's my baby. It's been my baby. And I love that I now have all the consoles. That's what the thing. Everyone just get all the games, all the consoles. There is no war.
I think the reason why people got consoles, over PCs is because I think that PCs, there's more of initial pricing to it. So if you want a good one, you have to be like really spend money, and the onboarding of PC compared to console is a lot longer. So console, I plug in and I start playing. PC, I have to set things up. I have to do my
install drivers.
That's
the PC. Let's talk about the keyboard, the mouse.
I have to do all of this stuff.
Monitor.
What?
It's true.
Yeah. And for some people, they're like, oh, I don't want to do all of that. I just want to have a console and that. So I think that is the reason why PC hasn't but even so, I still think that PC is like the best of like everything, because like In the Dark said, you can just upgrade it. So once you spend that initial amount, you've basically got something for life.
Yeah. I just feel that it won't be the games that are causing exclusivity in the future, but more that the services and how people play. For example, people may decide to go to Xbox now because Xbox have you can play your Game Pass on anything, on your mobile phone, your PC, anything that just holds a Wi-Fi connection. You can cloud stream your Game Pass games. Boom, Xbox got that part of the market locked down for people that don't have, ability to get boosty consoles. They can cloud stream from their phones. Then PlayStation will hold down, the people that do want consoles and want those like performance modes and high fidelity graphics on a console. And Nintendo will just do what Nintendo has always done and make the family games, and like no one will ever take that away from them. Like we say what we will about Xbox and PlayStation, but no other console other than Nintendo have brought parents, aunties, uncles, grandparents all together in the living room.
That's fact.
And they will keep doing that, and that's why they lock down their industry market. We make jokes, they can't play Batman, they can't play Mortal Kombat, these things, but at the end of the day, do they need Batman and Mortal Kombat? They got Pokemon and Super Mario.
That is true. But that's the thing, they have their own, like, they never, what's so good about it is that they said, we don't even want it, we don't need it. Because I got my Mario Party, I got my Mario Kart. Mario Kart is the single game. It's probably one of the finest games where it's like people sit down and then it gets heated and it goes crazy. But it's really, Nintendo have got the family field on lock. And I don't think there is no console, past, present, or future, that will ever take it away from them from now on.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Well, for people who were just like, I don't have too much to say, you guys had a lot to say, in fact, over
Managed
time,
democracy.
in fact. But yeah, I think we kind of reached a sort of a conclusion that everyone kind of has their niche and can find their niche, which is really good, so that we can still be getting there can still be healthy competition that doesn't turn toxic like it used to with those console wars. You know, I think that wasn't right. And I like healthy competition because it's good. But then we get more content, there's more games to play, which at the end of the day we all want anyway. But thank you guys for your opinions. Let us know what you guys think in the comments and keep it respectful. You know, we don't do console wars.
Let us know what platform you repping. Yeah, throw up your
Yeah,
comment.
yeah.
Yes, sir. Throw your gang
Oh
signs
my
up.
days. I literally just said keep anyway. You guys are trifling. But I've been here with Obsidian Fury,
Yes, sir. In a bit, gang.
OG Otaku,
Keep it OG, peeps.
and In the Duck.
Stay safe, guys.
And it's been your hostess with the mostest, Creatively Anzi. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everyone.